everyone, I'm here. This is Mon Макарон speaking, so just a moment I will check if everything is okay. If everyone can hear me, everyone can see me. If you're already here, please type something in the chat like it's fine, I can see you, I can hear you, and I will know that we can begin. So I hope that you already see my screen. Yes, again, welcome everyone who has just joined us. This is Mон Макарон, the language school, and today, as you can see, we're going to be talking about meeting new people, about English and conversation, useful words, useful vocabulary, and everything you need to know about the grammar that you need in the first conversation. So I think that I will just check out our chat. If everything is fine, feel free to write something in comments just so that I can see that everybody is here, that we can start. Okay, so I think now we shall begin because I can see you. Yeah, again, who has just joined us, this is Meeting New People, which is really important. We learn a lot of English expressions, but when it comes to actually speaking to especially native speakers, it might be really challenging. You don't know what to say, you feel like a bit afraid of making mistakes and so on. So today we are going to be talking about how to reduce this stress, because if you know expressions, if you know what to say, you feel less stressful. I'm sure you will see what I mean. And the first little task for you as a warm-up is very easy. It's just a simple question. How will you greet a person? So here you can see two examples like hello, hi. Maybe there is something that you know, something that you say in a conversation when you just meet a person. So probably if you can already use our chat, you can type down something. So how, what are other words and constructions that can help us? Hello, hi, this is too easy. I'm sure some of you know more expressions, more words, just how to say, how to greet a person. So you can type in comments if you're ready, if you feel free to do that. So hello, hi, or not yet. I guess that we're a bit rusty at the beginning, just as usual. No worries, because I will show you what I mean. There are lots of expressions, of course, just like in any other language, I would say, lots of ways how we can greet a person. For example, let's start with the basics, with more casual one. Yeah, it's not for a formal situation. So we can say, hey, hey ya, so it's like hey you, yeah, it used to be hey you, but now it's something like hey ya, hey there, very informal, very casual, something that you're gonna say to a friend. The next one is morning or evening, maybe afternoon as well, it depends. So here we don't have to use good, yeah, good morning, good evening, so not really, you don't have to do that, you can just say morning or evening, and that will mean like hello to you, good morning to you. Okay, another one is straight away to the point. How are things? How are things? Before you probably would say hi, how are things? Hi, how are you? And so on. Yeah? So just a little greeting and then the question. Another one is like what's new? What's new? What's up? I'm sure that you know it. It will come just after. It's good to see you. More formal, I would say it's good to see you. Hi. Next one, and you see where it comes from. It's actually from Australia and New Zealand as well. Good day. Yeah, or they prefer to say good day or something. Yeah, good day. It used to be like good day, of course, but now it's like good day. So it depends how you feel comfortable pronouncing it. Another one is more American. This is like howdy. Howdy, and I'm sure you know what is the full version of this word. Probably I'll give you a second or a couple of seconds to say howdy. What does it mean, howdy? I mean, what are two or even three words inside one word, howdy? It consists of, okay, I'm just glancing at the chat to know if any of you want to type something to offer some comment. If not, that's okay. So howdy is like how do you do? Yeah, it used to be very long, but Americans knew how to keep it very short. So this is like howdy, howdy. And attention, these are very casual ways of saying, yeah. So it's about friends, maybe very close people. So another one is like what's up, and I'm sure that you've heard it in films, in like TV shows and songs. What's up or sup? When you say it very quickly, it is logic. You can't just come and say sup. No, not really. So it's just like hi, sup. Yeah, hi, sup. Or what's up, trying to say very quickly. And that's it. It's going to be a nice greeting as well. How is it going? How is it going? So you already asked a person about how they feel, how they are doing. Another one, what's happening? Just the same thing, I would say. And why it is so important to know all these expressions? Just because normally when you have a conversation, you try to use different ones. You try to make your vocabulary quite broad and diversified. But at the same time, with many of our students, we have this thing, like if you start a conversation differently, for example, you don't ask like, how are you? All the time. If you change something, like you ask, what's new? And most of the students, they get really confused because they don't maybe know what it means, or they are so surprised by this and they don't know what to answer, like things new, what is this? Yeah, but it's actually all the same. So if you know these phrases, you know how to react to these phrases. So that is it. Okay, if you have some personal favorite, please write down in comments. That would be really interesting to see. Maybe you don't know, you have never heard one or two of these expressions. That would be interesting as well. Maybe we should make some post about this topic. Okay, so and finally, when you have greeted the person, some person, for example, this Allison, yeah, it's like an imaginary character, and for example, this is your new friend. How will you get to know her better? What questions will you ask her? So here you can remember any questions, just anything. Imagine that this is your new friend, you were on a trip together or you met in a bar or something. So what can you ask her? You better type it in comments, that would be interesting to know. If not, just think about it. Think about questions. I'm sure that each of you know how to make 3 questions, that is for sure. If you give 5, that would be great. And by the way, if you're watching this live after, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, still type in comments because it's so interesting to learn more about you, about your opinion. Maybe you don't know something, maybe you know everything. So just share, that would be great for all of us, I think. So if you have inspiration later, that is good, that is okay. I think that we have to learn more about Allison. So what questions can we ask? And here to help you, we've got a lot of question words. Here we give as example only double H questions, which means that these questions are special questions. You cannot answer like yes or no. Maybe students like doing it like yes or no. If they understood a question or not, doesn't matter. It is yes or no. So no. Here we need to give some additional information, and you can see it by these questions. You know what to answer. If it is where, you need to give a place. If it is when, you give a time. What, you give some object, yeah, probably an object or some other thing. And who, you normally name a person. Yeah? We will see it on examples, don't worry. So just remember, if you can hear these question words at the beginning of the sentence, it means that you have to give some additional information. Don't answer yes or no. This would be impolite. Yeah, just listen attentively and always know what to answer. If you have some troubles translating it into Russian, don't hesitate, write in comments and I will translate it in Russian, okay? What we're gonna do next, here are some examples of double H questions. So again, about the place. where are you staying? Yeah, like in what hotel if you want to find more. When did you arrive? So what time? Was it yesterday? Maybe it is today. Maybe the day before yesterday. What is the best hidden gem here? This one is interesting. We've got some fresh vocabulary here. Hidden gem is like a place that only locals know about. So it can be some underground bar or a restaurant that only local people visit. So what is the best hidden gem? Where should I go to get this unique experience from my travel? Okay, so what? Who are you traveling with? So is it your brother, your family, your friends, and so on? Yeah, so it can be any example. And why we highlighted here are, did, is, are. So it deals with word order. It's very important because in questions, the word order helps us to understand actually what kind of question it is, or maybe it's not a question at all. In the Russian language, for example, you can use any order you like. There is no special order. In English, everything is really strict. If it is a question, we first have the question word. Let me show it to you on the board. We first have the question word or subject pronoun, which is what, which, who, when, how, and so on. So we normally call them double H questions or double H subject pronouns, but they can be also how much, and so on. Yeah, so they can be different. And on the second place, we put the main verb. So attention, the order must be this way, not different. If you have some additional information, that's okay. You can still add it in any part of the sentence later, but at the beginning make sure that you have double H question and then the main verb. And here are the examples that can help you. So again, who can help you? Who can help you? It's not like who help can, who help can you, or anything. No, attention. The first is the subject pronoun and then the main verb. Who can help? Where are you going? Why did you come here? Again, the second place is occupied by the main verb. It's extremely important. So let's speak grammatically correct and respect this rule. In order to train this, we will have some exemplary questions. So first of all, let's deal with this question like what topics you can touch when speaking to, when talking to native speakers, doesn't matter actually, to any person. And just think of it, what questions to ask and what questions to avoid. It might be pretty simple, but actually it depends on the culture. For example, you can ask several questions, for example, an American person, but you would avoid some of these when talking to an Indian person, for example. So it's just cultural codes that we have to know and that we have to respect in order to have a really successful conversation. So if you have some ideas, that would be great if you type it in comments. If not yet, I'm just checking the comments quite quickly. We're not that active today. Doesn't matter, it's okay. These are some recommendations, general recommendations that can be applied to any situation. Just remember that you better not talk about finances, avoid talking about politics and religion, death, for obvious reason, appearance, like how the person looks like. So you better don't come over to a person and just ask, oh, why you got this pink hair? So the personal appearance is personal business, so you better avoid it, not to have some conflicts. Personal gossip. Gossip is little news, not always true, they can be fake, that people spread over with other people behind other person's backs. So it normally is celebrity gossips. Yeah, oh, did you know that these guys got divorced or something? So try to avoid personal gossip, at least if it is not a close person to you. Next, this is marital status. Marital status is whether a person is married, divorced, single, separated, And yeah, I guess that's it. So any marital status that might be personal. So if the person doesn't hurry up to share this information with you, just like avoid it. Don't touch upon it. Maybe you will discuss it later. Narrow topics. So it can be something pretty specific, like, yeah, I can't even think of an example because it is so different. But narrow topics is something really specific, something normally strange. So we will give you the good examples of what you better discuss in the first meeting. So another one, just two left, past relationships. It's like, were you married? Did you have a boyfriend or something? So if it is not a close friend of yours, just leave it for another time. And health, of course. So it's sometimes too personal, especially like marital status, health, and finances. In America, for example, in the US, it's pretty personal subject, and you wouldn't ask a person on the first date, like, or first meeting, these details. So what we better discuss is weather. Again, so it's very universal. You can ask about weather or talk about weather to any person in the world, I guess. There is no culture where weather is banned or prohibited to discuss. Arts and entertainment, like do you like going to the movies? Do you like visiting theater? And so on. Sports, I guess this is obvious. We will look at some common constructions to ask these questions, so don't worry, it's coming. Family, so something general. Yeah, remember, we don't talk about marital status. We don't ask a person if they are married or not. Yeah, family just in general. Have you got big family? Do you have brothers or sisters, like siblings? Yeah, maybe do you have pets and so on, just to start a conversation. Food, and I think that food should be on the first place because food is something that everybody loves and appreciates. So this will be just something general, something really exciting, I think, to discuss. Work, again, not talking about salary, wages, or finances, just like what do you do for a living? Yeah, what is your occupation? This is always interesting, I think, to learn about another person. Another one is travel, also a very common one. You will see the expressions later. Celebrity gossip. This is something different because you remember, I will show it to you. We had, where was it? Personal gossip. Yeah, personal gossip. Like, do you know, my friend, she made a piercing and it looks awful. So no, I think you wouldn't talk like that to a stranger. But if it is some celebrity gossip, and maybe not gossip, but news. So have you heard about a new single, like Beyonce's new single? Not kind of a gossip. It depends on your personality, if you like gossips or not. Okay, let's go on to hobbies. Again, really neutral, something that all of people would appreciate, like to talk more about themselves, to tell something about their hobbies and things they like. Good. Hometown. Also a nice one. So if you want to learn more about this person's background, that would be great to know. Like, yeah, but without any, like things like, oh, you speak weird English. Are you from India? Yeah, so it shouldn't be something like this. Just try to offer it as a general question, like getting to know each other better, learning more about their roots, and so on. Yeah, so it depends on the intonation and the words you use. And speaking of the words, finally, what can we say if we start with weather, as usual? We can say like, lovely day, don't you think? Or many people say, we have got a nice weather. Do you like it? Why not? But if you want to move to a more advanced level, try to make it diversified. Try to make it different and interesting. Lovely day, don't you think? So it's such a nice day. Do you agree? Do you think the same? Looks like rain is in the forecast. So yeah, probably it is going to rain. Probably it will rain, we would rather say. But if you remember this sentence, it's pretty nice to use in any cases. Looks like thunderstorm is in the forecast. Looks like another scorching sunny day is in the forecast. It depends on your vocabulary, on the way you want to use it. Next one, did you order this beautiful weather? So this one is pretty flirty one, I would say. So did you order this beautiful weather? So did you want it? Yeah, was it your wish? So of course it's not a direct meaning. It's just like a nice witty way to start a conversation. Why not? Okay, so please remember these phrases because after we will get some answers to them. Here you go. You can of course say like, oh, this is great weather, I like it. Or you can just say it's amazing, right? So right is normally as a question like, do you agree? Do you think the same? But in this situation we don't need it because of course another person agrees. It's amazing, it's wonderful, right? Another one, when we talked about the rain, do you remember? We can also say like, you remember that question, looks like the rain is in the weather forecast, right? Yeah, have you got an umbrella? Yeah, have you got it? Maybe you have an umbrella and you can share, you can like lend this umbrella to this person. Or you can go together or something, or you need an umbrella. So just to start the conversation, just to start talking. And another one about the sun. Oh yes, let's hope it's gonna last. So let's hope that it's gonna take more time for the sun to shine. So let's hope it's gonna last. You can see that these are quite universal phrases, but it also depends on your vocabulary. So don't hesitate to use them. Just look again at the questions and the answers because we've got a quiz here. So I hope you're ready. You're ready to type something to give your answers. Here we basically need only a double H question, only the question word that fits best here. So, as we have just a little delay between my live stream and your devices, it's like 20 seconds, I guess, or a little bit more. I just give you a couple of seconds to think what question word can be put here. So, is where you grew up different from where you live now? Okay, and actually we started with a tricky one because we here want to know how different this place is, yeah? How different your hometown is from the place where you live now. And so how can you ask about this difference? Okay, yes, so I can see first comment for today. That's great that we are watched, that you guys are here to participate. I hope that you're going to type the answer in the chat. So, because just in a moment I'm going to reveal what should be here. And actually, yeah, the last time you were so active, that was so great that you participated when we talked about it was something traveling related and preposition related, and you talked really actively. You took a part and that was awesome. Okay, so if you don't feel inspired today, that's okay, I can help you. How is where you grew up different from where you live now? Of course, it's not that simple because otherwise I wouldn't have asked you this. Attention. So here we are going to have some more advanced questions. Another one. So here, are you going to travel next? So we are asking about the plans. We want to learn more about the next destination. So what do you think should be here? What can be here? Is it when, why, how, what, who? We had lots of question words today. And I'm waiting for your comments. So I just take a 1 second rest from speaking. I hope you're not really tired from this like lecture-like format. I know it can be annoying, but this is why we need you to participate and light up this conversation. So, okay, yeah, your time has expired. I'm going to show you. This is where are you going to travel next. This is very easy. I'm sure that you can come up with such a question in a real-life conversation. So we're going to go next. Sorry. Yeah, like this. Do you prefer to travel with your family or friends? when we ask about types of anything actually, and it's actually the way how we do things. So I have already helped you a little. So if you were attentive enough, I've already mentioned this word. So what is missing? What do we need to make a correct and nice exemplary question? So I will take your time. I hope you will take your time. Sorry, it was a bit confusing. I won't take your time. I will just give you another second. Okay, right. I think that we can go on with how. How do you prefer to travel? It's not like what do you prefer to travel? When do you prefer to travel? When do you prefer to travel might work as well, but here we give some options with your family or friends. It's actually the way of doing things, so we need how. I hope everybody gets it, and we proceed. Another person that we've met, let's imagine this is Maya. So nice to meet you, Maya. And we can ask something about her background, about her personal experience. We can ask, where are you originally from? Of course, we can ask like, where are you from? And people might answer, like give as an example their actual place of living, but probably they moved to this place. Yeah, where are you originally from? It's like, where were you born? So what is the place where you were born? Okay, something more interesting, I guess. What are some fun things to do in your city, in your country? Why not? So if you're really interested or not, or if you just want to be polite, so if you're a little bit interested in the place where she lives, you can ask like about things that you can do if you visit this place. Why not? So people like it. People like giving advice. Another one was the farthest you've ever been from home. Again, we can ask like, did you travel a lot? Where have you been? But what's the farthest you've ever been far from home? Oh, sorry, what's the farthest you've been from home? So here the person won't start reciting all the places that he or she has visited, but yeah, they will give just an exact place, like, oh, last year I visited America. I've been to America one time. This is the farthest from home, I think. Why not? You can ask these questions just to make your conversation more interesting. And imagine that somebody asked you this question. What are you gonna say? I come from. Yeah, I come from. It's normally country, Australia, Indonesia, Poland, and you continue. Not many things to answer, like I am originally from, just like it was in the question. You can use it as well. Okay, and answering the question about fun things to do. For example, we are keen on hiking and bowling. We have a lot of nice spots to do it. We have a lot of nice spots where to do it as well. Why not? So we are keen on. To be keen on is like really liking something. Yeah, we're keen on hiking means that we do it pretty often. Another one. So where we answer the question about the farthest destination that they've ever traveled, I guess it is Thailand. I've been there 3 times already. So this is the farthest place. Again, it really saves your energy. You don't have to give all the details, all the travelings of yours. You just answer what is the farthest place, farthest. Yeah, it's very, very far from home for this person. Okay, so I hope that everything is clear here and that we can move on with some more prepositions. And actually we talked about prepositions the last time. I hope that you remember something. If not, take a look at our wall. There you will find the information. So this person is trying to talk about her hobbies, right? So I'm passionate, something, scuba diving and cooking. Scuba diving is here, cooking is here, obviously. All we need is to put something in here. I'm passionate, what? Like in, at, on, about, through, with lots of prepositions that we can put here. So, have you got any ideas? That would be curious to learn. Okay. I think we can go on with the answer just to refresh our knowledge. Of course, this is about scuba diving, about to be passionate about something. Yeah, passionate about cooking, golf, and so on. Oh, sorry, the answers appeared. I hope you didn't catch them. So, I'm really good yoga, but I'm bad dancing. So, it will be the same. I'll give you a tip. And probably you have already seen that. Sorry, it appeared earlier. Okay. Right, here you go. This is good at yoga. But bad at dancing. Here you go. It is the same to be good, to be bad at something. Okay, right. So I can see some nice comments in chat. Thank you. So, but you better take your time to answer the questions on the board, right? So it's going to be really useful for everyone if you type your answers. There are just not that many questions, I think. Okay, and so one more thing. What shows are you into? When we talked about entertainment and hobbies, it's a nice thing to ask about films, TV shows, programs, soap operas, and so on. Again, to be into something, to really like something. What shows are you into? You will see the answer later. Are you reading any great books? I could use some recommendations, or I'd love to listen to your recommendations. I would gladly use your recommendations. Or anything, yeah? You can add your information. So, are you reading any great books? Are you watching any good show right now, currently, at the moment? Another one, have you tried any new apps or games lately that you really like? So again, we can just ask for some pieces of advice about these apps, about these games. Okay, right, so I hope that you got it. And again, let's go to answers. Oh, I'm so obsessed with this or that. I'm so obsessed with this famous show. Let's call it Stranger Things. Yeah. Are you obsessed with it just like I am? So I'm so obsessed with Stranger Things. Obsessed, like I really love it. At the moment, this is the thing I love the most. Have you read Malibu Rising? It's a must. It's a must actually can be applied to anything. For example, something you have to buy, something you have to watch, to try, and so on. It's a must, like I really recommend it. Check out Lingoland. It doesn't exist. Check out Lingoland. It is amazing if you're eager to learn a new language. So again, we can try to use some colloquial language, some expressions, just to make it more interesting for the person who is listening to us. Okay, so I tried to fill you in on the ways how we can answer these questions. And I guess that is it as the informal part. Informational, sorry, it's not that informal. All of these parts are informal because we have like casual lesson, I think. And if you're subscribed, by the way, you're gonna receive your PDF with a presentation. So really jump on this chance because all these presentations are quite useful. They are colorful. You can use it at any time. If you, for example, forgot some examples, you didn't note them down, just use it, open and refresh all the information that you've got. I hope you got a lot. Okay, so I think that we can go on to our informal part. Again, I call it informal, I don't know why. However, this is more like an introduction to what we have to offer. So, yes, thank you. I saw the comments. Yeah, it's okay. You're welcome. That's my pleasure. I hope you've learned something new. And now I'm switching to Russian. Итак, я надеюсь, что всем понравились наши новые типы работы, я бы так сказала, потому что сейчас мы переключились полностью на английский, и, честно говоря, отзывы о таких эфирах гораздо лучше. Показывает практика, что это все-таки и интереснее, и познавательнее, и полезнее во всех смыслах. То есть мы будем такое практиковать, обязательно встретимся еще снова с новыми темами. Если есть предложения, обязательно оставляйте в комментариях. Пишите в личные сообщения, в целом не важно, если вас посетила какая-то идея, хотелось бы услышать что-то по той или иной теме, пишите, мы обязательно проведем такой эфир. Здесь же я бы хотела рассказать о том, как можно все вот это вот заучить, потому что информации поступило много. Вы видели, что у нас были обширные слайды, у нас была новая лексика, была какая-то грамматика, и на самом деле это похоже на формат наших смолтоков. Смолтоки — это небольшие 15-минутные разговорные уроки-просто беседа, которые проводятся лично с педагогом. Абсолютно из любой точки мира можно этим заниматься. Вам доступны любые мессенджеры, любые, в принципе, каналы общения, которые удобны лично для вас. На таких занятиях мы тоже разбираем какие-то популярные топики, больше подходящие для разговорной речи, для повседневной жизни. И если вы используете, например, Zoom или Telegram, кстати, тоже, или Skype, в принципе, здесь как вам удобно, у вас тоже есть возможность пользоваться экраном, как-то активно практиковаться, тренироваться и визуально видеть подкрепление материала, который вы получаете. В общем, это тот формат, который мы советуем попробовать каждому, неважно, только начали вы учить язык, или вы уже продолжающий, или тем более хотите вспомнить, освежить какие-то знания. Если вы только начинаете, вам такой формат понравится за простоту и за то, что вы можете больше говорить. То есть здесь мы берем по минимуму грамматики, педагог отмечает скорее ваши ошибки уже после и отправляет, чтобы не прерывать ваш поток мыслей, поток важной информации, и чтобы максимально речь была свободной, и вы не зацикливались на ошибках. Поэтому этот формат понравится всем. По стоимости вы увидели на доске. Я думаю, что вы согласитесь, достаточно доступный формат для, в принципе, любых целей. Поэтому это у нас точно must. This is a must, как мы сегодня выучили. То, что обязательно должен попробовать каждый. Этот формат обожают и ученики, и преподаватели. Если же хочется какого-то более глубинного погружения в язык, у нас также есть интенсивы, сейчас интенсивы продолжаются, и, как видите, за 1 месяц мы осваиваем 1 уровень. Что это значит? Конечно, с нуля у вас весь beginner уровень пройти за месяц не получится, но, тем не менее, если вы только закончили какой-то уровень или хотели бы вот как раз выйти на новый, этот формат подойдет как раз, потому что 1 месяц и достаточно интенсивные занятия 2 раза в неделю, бывает и 3, все зависит от группы. Вы будете отрабатывать все сферы языка, то есть все основные пункты. Я думаю, что многие из вас представляют, как это выглядит, да? Уровни не просто так пишутся для галочки, но у конкретных уровней есть свои категории в грамматике, лексике, не столько в фонетике, но скорее там в письме, например, какие вы должны освоить, чтобы считалось, что вы этот уровень прошли. Здесь все то же самое, мы проходимся по основным понятиям, по основным темам, максимально отрабатываемся с преподавателем в группе. Это все происходит онлайн, по 60 минут в основном занятия, но опять, если у вас особые цели, конечно, у нас есть и индивидуальный курс, здесь уже интенсив может быть не просто 2 раза в неделю, хоть 5 раз в неделю, все подстраивается под вас. Стоимость курса также на доске, и если остались какие-то вопросы, обязательно задавайте их в комментариях. Можно писать нам сообщения, можно оставлять какие-то также сообщения, какую-то информацию, какие-то вопросы по нашей ссылке, вы ее тоже увидите у нас на стене, в целом в описании группы, мы везде на связи, и менеджеры обязательно помогут с подбором идеального для вас курса. Если что, ссылка остается здесь, можно ее скопировать, сфотографировать, сделать с ней все, что вам удобно, чтобы скорее достичь информации, чтобы прочитать и узнать для себя что-то полезное, что-то нужное лично вам. Итак, здесь, я думаю, мы закончим. Спасибо всем, кто присоединился, спасибо всем, кто будет смотреть нас в записи, и до новых встреч. So see you next time. Thanks a lot. Say goodbye.